viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new exciting Doctor Who video for today. So I've been asked over the last 2 weeks if I could do a video on my Doctor Who action figure collection, because people know I love collecting all things Doctor Who, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHSs, action figures, and I was going to do a full collection video, but I'm going to break this down into Doctor's eras. So for this video, I'm going to be looking at every figure I own from the first Doctor's era. Now, I don't own every single figure from the first Doctor. Like, I don't own every single Eagle Moss figure. I do not own every character options figure. There are a few character option sets that I am missing, but I am trying to track them down. Trying to be a little bit less pricey, really, because some of these sets are like over 200, 300 quid. If I see these at a Comic Con, I probably will get them if they are cheap. If they're not cheap, I probably will basically spend all my money on them. So for this video, I'm going to be showing you everything in my figure collection from the first Doctor's era, aka William Hartnell's era. Yes, I have got figures basically from William Hartnell for the 3 Doctors, you know, then of course the first Doctor for the 5 Doctors, Richard Herndon, and of course the David Bradley figure. But I'm going to show basically them in the Doctor's era. So like for Richard Herndon in the Peter Davison action figure line, then of course basically William Hartnell with John Pertwee for John Pertwee's figure line, and I have even made some custom figures myself to help these figures kind of build up in a way. So I'm going to be showing you every single figure I've got for the first Doctor from his era, from the first Doctor's era, from 1963 to 1966. So I don't own all the figures. I am trying to track down a few Eagle Moss ones, like the Celestial Toymaker, because I would really love to have that figure of Michael Gough. But collecting Doctor Who figures, it is a great opportunity to try and collect all these figures like you can, but some of these are hard to try and get my hands on. So yeah, I will talk about the 2 sets I really want to try and get my hands on. So the first set is the electronic TARDIS from the first Doctor from The Unearthly Child. Yes, I do have the character options, well, basically the B&M wave of the TARDIS sets, which I do have. But I really want to get this one because it comes with the first Doctor's cape. I really want a figure from the first Doctor with his cape. And of course, it does come with a skull. Basically a little model of the skull that we see in the Cave of Skulls in The Unearthly Child. But more importantly, I do kind of want the electronic TARDIS. I really do, because it does the sound effects of the TARDIS. I think it would be pretty cool. So yeah, I am missing that set. I am also missing the original wave of the first Doctor with the cloak and scarf, basically from The Unearthly Child. Same sort of thing, but without the TARDIS. So yeah, I do kind of want to get this figure as well. And I'm also missing from character options, basically the enemies of the first Doctor figure. So basically this comes with Roboman, it comes with the Flamethrower Dalek, which I've already got the B&M one, and of course I think it comes with a 10th Planet 7, which I kind of do have 2 versions of, I think, or is it both versions of the same figure? I don't know. But yeah, I kind of miss those figures, and I really want to try and track them so I can add them into the set. So here is every figure I own at the moment. So first of all, we own the B&M TARDIS set from a couple of years ago from The Unearthly Child with the first Doctor. So it is pretty cool to actually have the Doctor with the scarf and of course the hat, but I would really love to try and track down the cape, so that way I can try and add it into the War Machine stuff as well. It is pretty nice to have the actual first Doctor's TARDIS as well. If you look at it, it is pretty cool. I do have the David Bradley one, which is more electronic in the collection, but you see that when it comes to the Peter Capaldi one, because I have put that figure with Peter Capaldi because of the first Doctor being in Twice Upon a Time. Again, it is really sleek. Again, this one has no TARDIS in tenure at the moment, but I am hoping to put one in soon. So yeah, I do have the first Doctor's TARDIS, and of course the first Doctor from the Unearthly Child figure set from B&M, which is absolutely brilliant to own. Then of course for the second story we have of the Daleks. Now I own quite a few Daleks in the collection. I own nearly all the Dalek stories, I think, from Classic Who. I think Modern Who I just got a little bit more I need to get. So I have got my first Eagle Moss figure of the Dalek as well. So here is the Dalek from the Daleks. This is the Eagle Moss one, which came out a couple of years ago. I think around about 2018, 2017, something like that, which is actually pretty cool. And of course it is a Dalek from the Daleks, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, I have History of the Dalek set number 1 in the collection with these two fantastic Daleks. These two are absolutely brilliant to own in the collection. So, yeah, I do have 2 Daleks, well, technically 3, to celebrate the second story of Doctor Who, which is absolutely flipping brilliant to own. Again, absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, next figure, we have a figure set, which is basically the keys of Marinus. So this set comes with a William Russell figure. This is the only William Russell figure from character options. Yes, Eagle Moss did do a figure set basically on the original TARDIS team. I'm still trying to and find that a little bit cheaper instead of me spending nearly 100 quid on it. But character options, this is the only figure they have actually done of Mr. Ian Chesterton, and it is absolutely brilliant. I do quite enjoy it. It's nice to have a first Doctor figure to go with the Doctor. I mean, Ian is a good companion. He's not my favourite companion, but he's definitely one of the strongest companions. But yeah, it's actually quite nice to have a figure of him. And also from the Keys of Marinus, we have 2 of the Voids type creatures that we see in the story as well. So I have got 4 of them because I did buy the set twice, so I can army build on these fantastic figures. It is always nice to buy more than one set from B&M, even though the sets are basically £21.99. But it is actually pretty nice to try and army build on the figures as well, and it really helps on the shelf as well to have more villains for the first Doctor. So of course we have that one. And then of course I have again another figure set that I did kind of buy twice, and I did kind of lost a figure because I gave it to my friend. I have the Sensorite sets, which basically comes with the first Doctor. So basically the Keys of Marinus came with William Russell, aka Ian, and then the Sensorites came with the first Doctor. Again, not the correct trousers. We have the horrible brown trousers, where I think mainly these were grey, but in some colours they look brown in the black and white ones, which is actually pretty cool in a way, but I kind of prefer the original figure, which I do have a bit later on. So which is actually pretty cool as well. Absolutely brilliant. And then of course we have the Sensorites. Now I have customised one of these to make it look like it's from the story, like the Elder, where you have one, because it does have the slip band where you have one. So I did cut basically the other strip off, but to try and make him look a bit more significant. But yeah, they still got the little devices with them. So yeah, I do have the Sensorite figures, which is absolutely brilliant. Eagle Moss, I have the first Doctor from Eagle Moss, basically from the Reign of Terror. Basically, where they're walking across the countryside in France to try and rescue his TARDIS team. So yeah, it's actually pretty nice to have this figure for basically the wonderful story known as the Reign of Terror, which is a really good historian story, and I really do enjoy it. So yeah, I do have the Reign of Terror figure. Season 2, I own basically 3 stories on figure for Season 2. So the first of all is, of course, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, which is, again, absolutely flipping cracking story. As you can see, I've got 3 different I've got 3 different Daleks. So this one I've actually bought from a charity shop, which is a bit battered and damaged, but I use that basically for when they literally pick up the Dalek in the mines and literally carry it, and I pretend that it's lost its light because the light has come off. I actually picked this up for 50p in a charity shop, which is pretty cool to see a Doctor Who figure in a charity shop, and 50p ain't really that bad. And then of course I picked up History of the Dalek set number 2, which is basically the Dalek Invasion of Earth, which comes with the Dalek Supreme from the story, and of course a normal Dalek drone. So this one does have the 2 dome lights, so better than the one I found for 50p in the charity shop, which is again a pretty cool find. But for 50p for a Dalek ain't really that bad. I mean, it's actually quite a good bargain. See, I got the History of the Dalek set number 2, and then for Eagle Moss for the same story, we have basically another Dalek from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I absolutely love the Dalek Invasion of Earth. So it's one of my favourite stories to have. And then of course I also have one more character options figure in the line for the Dalek Invasion of Earth set. The Saucer Pilot Dalek. Again, the paint has come off because I picked this up for only £1 in another charity shop a couple of years ago. I have tried basically looking after it. It does need a bit of a repaint, so I will give it a bit of a repaint a bit later on, with all the scuffling marks and stuff. To find Daleks in charity shops are very, very rare, especially one that is properly rare. So it's actually quite nice to have that one as well. And then, of course, I have a First Doctor from Doctor Who, the Web Planet figure. So, and this one actually came out in the 13 Doctors figure set. So it is actually pretty nice to have another First Doctor variant. This one is definitely from that story because the trousers are very different from basically the pictures. And of course you've got a white cravat instead of the black cravat, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I do have this variant of the First Doctor. And then, of course, for Season 2, I have 2 more Daleks. So, basically, this is History of the Dalek set number 3, which basically comes with a Peter Cushing Dalek in the colouring from the William Hartnell era. And the first time we see the Daleks have slats as well, because in the chase, the Daleks had slats put onto their actual thing. So, you do get 2 different types, which is, again, absolutely brilliant to own in the collection. I do love my Daleks. So yeah, it's actually pretty nice to have another chase variant. I still need to try and track down the jungles of Mechanoid. I do need to try and track them down, just so I can actually put them on the shelf for William Hartnell's era. And then for Season 3, I haven't got many figures for Season 3. I've only got 4. So I've got 2 character option ones from B&M and 2 Eagle Moss ones. So we have the Supreme Dalek from the Daleks Master Plan, as you can see here, and of course the Flamethrower Dalek from the story as well. So this is the 2 Eagle Moss ones, as you can see here. And then I have History of the Dalek set number 4, which is also from the same story. And of course you have the Flamethrower Dalek with the flame. I can display it off without the flame, but I prefer putting it in the flame like it's setting fire to the jungle, which is, again, absolutely brilliant, because I have took some really good photo pictures I've done with these Daleks. And it's actually pretty nice to have this set. This is actually another good set. I'm only missing one classic History of the Dalek set, which is basically Evil of the Daleks, but I'll talk more about that when it comes to the second Doctor era on figures. So yeah, this is absolutely brilliant to own. So yeah, I do have that one. And then for basically the Season 4 for the First Doctor, I've got a little model of his TARDIS. I think it's from Season 4 because it doesn't have the St. John ambulance sign, because that was taken off around about Season 3, a little bit of Season 3, and then it was seen again until the Matt Smith era. So I do think this is more of a Season 3, Season 4 TARDIS, which again is absolutely brilliant to own. Another TARDIS. This is made from a new company, I think that took over Eagle Moss. So this is absolutely brilliant, and they have done 2 more TARDISes. They've done a 7th Doctor TARDIS, and I think they've done a 15th Doctor's TARDIS. So yeah, it's actually pretty nice to have another First Doctor TARDIS. It's, again, in the collection. Absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, for Eagle Moss, we have a 10th Planet Cybermen. We are called Cybermen. Yes, Cybermen. I absolutely do enjoy the 10th Planet. It's a fun story for the Cybermen. It's a great way to bring them in. And also, it leads into a regeneration. And then, of course, we have the 2 more of the 10th Planet Cybermen, as you can see here. And these 2 are character option online exclusives. Now, unfortunately, this one did come off a couple of years ago because I've had it for years. And I have tried gluing it, but it wouldn't glue back into place. So I am going to try and find a way how to put it back in. But yeah, you do have another 10th Planet Cyberman. And this one I've recently picked up from Vinted in a bundle with 4 more Cybermen, which I recently did a video on. So that is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I've got 2 more 10th Planet Cybermen from character options. And I have, for the end of this video, I have another variant of the First Doctor. So this one is actually where he's wearing the correct outfit for the First Doctor, with the grey pattern trousers, really great creamy waistcoat, the black cravat and the black coat. Now, I actually picked this up from Comic Con 2 years ago, and it was 25 quid on its own. I can't remember if this came in any other Dalek Doctor Who sets, because I know this figure was released quite a few times. It was released in a 2-pack with a Dalek, and I think it was also re-released quite a few times. I'm not certain which one this one is from, because it just says 1963 from license from the BBC, but it doesn't really have anything to tell me what story it's from. So if you know what story or what figure set this Doctor has come from, please let me know, because I have no idea which figure set this one's came from, because there was quite a few figures with this version released. There was a 10th Planet Cyberman one with the Cyberman. I don't think it was that one, because that Cyberman, this one I actually picked up from the Age of Steel set that was released in Tesco's back in 2008. I've had that since 2008, and I've took good care of it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that is basically the one I didn't know much about. I know the figure was out. I've been after it for years to find out a Comic Con for 25 quid on its own. It's actually a bargain. So that is basically all the figures I've got for the First Doctor from Character Options and Eagle Moss. I also own another First Doctor figure, but this one is from the Micro Machines, which basically comes with a little DW stand for the 11th Doctor. This came in the 11th Doctor set. So that is basically everything I got for the 11th, for the First Doctor. And you said 11th there. So this is, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you own for the figures of the First Doctor? Do you own all of the figure sets, including the ones I am missing? Let me know. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content. And join me tomorrow for basically the Second Doctor action figure collection video, because I don't really have a lot of the Second Doctor. So I still want to break these into parts, and I do have quite a few custom figures to show basically later on in each of the Doctor's eras. So thank you for watching. Have a cracking day, you amazing viewers and subscribers. And just remember, in all your beliefs, prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. Goodbye, my dears.